Alright, what's up guys, it's Super here and welcome to another Injustice 2 video, and we are only 5 days away from getting the Fighter Pack 3 character reveal. Now we already know one, Adam, okay, so he's out the way, but there's still the quote-unquote, or Ed Boon's quote, biggest surprise DLC character in any of the NetherRealm games, and then we have the other character. So let me first just start off by saying a lot of us are, by the way, this is going to be a video talking about my predictions for Fighter Pack number 3 and a little discussion about Fighter Pack 4, because a lot of people have been asking me about this, especially recently, like asking me if do I think for sure there's going to be a Fighter Pack 4 or more DLC down the road. So let's first start off with Fighter Pack 3 because that's the most important thing at the moment. Of course, more DLC down the road will end up being the most important thing, but Fighter Pack 3 is very, very close. So a lot of people have been like discussing, you know, possibly Rorschach, possibly, you know, a male character for like the huge surprise. But what about if the huge surprise is a female character? Like the female character right now that I have in mind for Fighter Pack 3. By the way, let me just give you guys my quick prediction. Just if you just want to hear my prediction, you don't have to watch the entire video if you don't want to. Okay, so my predictions for Fighter Pack 3. These are not my wish list for Fighter Pack 3. This is my prediction. So my prediction, and then we'll go into a little discussion. My prediction for Fighter Pack 3 are, of course, Adam. He's a given. We already know this. Actually, let me bring up this picture that I photoshopped after Hellboy was released, or after Fighter Pack 2 was announced. And, you know, we got the other silhouettes, etc. So Adam is right there. We already know about him. And then the female character, I do believe that it's going to be Enchantress. Based off the silhouette, not only, you know, just in the teaser silhouette from Fighter Pack 1, but also in the character select screen, she looks very, very similar to what Enchantress would look, as far as, you know, her shadow, her figure, and, you know, the moon crest on her, you know, the top of her head. A lot of it matches up. So I think the female character will be Enchantress, and then the surprise character I think is going to be Rorschach. So those are my predictions. Those are my official predictions. I'm sure a lot of people had the same list, because I've seen, you know, a lot of other YouTubers, of course, making prediction videos, and a lot of us, you know, pretty much agree that we think this is going to be the Fighter Pack number 3. Now, are people going to be happy with that? I'm not sure. I don't know. I can't speak for everyone, and I know a lot of you guys agree with me as well on these characters. Some other people put like Mira in there. She has the potential of being in there possibly. We only have 2 Aquaman characters, right? We have Aquaman and Black Manta. That's it. So Mira would be pretty cool. But I honestly do believe it's going to be Enchantress. So that's why I made this, you know, little Photoshop image of all the Fighter Pack 1, 2, and 3 characters all put together, you know, without the silhouettes, just like the actual characters. So those are my predictions on the Fighter Pack 3 characters. Now, let's talk a little bit about, you know, maybe something else that could happen. Now, I don't have any female names of like huge surprise guest characters that could happen. But what about if the female character is actually the surprise, like the huge surprise DLC character? Now, that would be awesome. Because even though I personally really want Enchantress, I liked her in Suicide Squad as far as like, maybe not so her character, but like her powers I thought were really, really cool, her magical powers. I didn't really like her motive or character that much, or her as a bad guy, but I loved her powers. And you could get a lot of ideas just based on the Suicide Squad version. And of course, you know, you still have the comic book version, which is probably filled with even more ideas. Now, the reason I'm saying that is because I'm not too familiar with the comic book version. I just know Enchantress because of the movie. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, but I think just based on the powers that I saw, she has a lot of like really cool potential, especially with having like a teleport. So I actually do want Enchantress, but a lot of people don't. But maybe the guest character or the surprise character can be a female. So if you guys have any idea of a potential like huge surprise female character for Fighter Pack 3, leave it down in the comment section, because another point that I wanted to make, or I guess more of a question that I wanted to ask you guys is, would Rorschach really be that big of a surprise? Talk to me in the comments. Would Rorschach really be that big of a surprise? Like, would people go absolutely crazy if Rorschach ends up being the DLC character that was supposed to be a huge surprise, along with Adam and Enchantress? Because I'm gonna be honest, if Rorschach is this, surprise character, of course I'm gonna be happy, but my reaction video is not gonna be as crazy as if we would get Dr. Manhattan in there. Now, Dr. Manhattan would be a huge surprise and a huge shocker to myself and a lot of people, because literally every time that I make a video and I say, oh, I want Dr. Manhattan in, most people are like, oh, I don't think he's gonna make it with the gear, he's too crazy overpowered, etc., etc. So Dr. Manhattan would definitely be a huge shocker. But if I see Rorschach in the trailer, I'm gonna be like, oh cool, Rorschach. But like I said, do you guys really think that Rorschach would be that character that Ed Boon was, talking about, saying this character is the biggest like surprise out of any fighting game, any NetherRealm fighting game? MK9, Freddy Krueger, are you kidding me? Injustice having Scorpion in there? Are you kidding me? And the list goes on and on with like surprising characters. So Rorschach being the surprise character, I don't know, man. I really don't. So let me know in the comment section who you guys think, or I should say, if you guys think Rorschach would be like that big of a surprise. So that is my talk on Fighter Pack 3. We're gonna find out all this in just a few days, and maybe we even get a little teaser a little bit later on during the week, like maybe on Wednesday or something. There's a little tease by like E-League or the Injustice Twitter to incentivize people to check out the live broadcast. Of course, I'm gonna be checking it out live, doing my reaction live, all that good stuff, watching the Final Four contestants. But maybe they give a little tease to like incentivize someone who might not be like who might be on the edge on whether they're gonna watch it live or just wait for someone to upload it on YouTube and stuff. So I'll keep you guys updated on that. But now let's talk about the other topic that I want to talk about, which was Fighter Pack number 4. Now, Fighter Pack number 4 is something that has been I guess not really debated. What's the right word I'm looking for? Well, I guess a lot of people are debating whether Ed Boon's like remarks about DLC, well into, or at first it was Ed Boon just saying that they were going to support the game with characters into 2018. But it wasn't, I think he did say well into 2018 the first time. But then the second time when he was asked about future DLC content after Fighter Pack 3, he pretty much came out and said, we're going to be supporting, or we have a Fighter Pack 3 coming out very soon, and so we're going to be supporting the game with characters well into 2018 and beyond. So that's when like the debate really happened on, wow, Fighter Pack 4 really has a chance of happening. And to be honest, I think Ed Boon pretty much like confirmed it there, because there's no reason why he would switch it to 2018 and beyond, like way after. Because at first he left it out, I guess it was sort of like ambiguous as to whether he meant and beyond just the first couple of months, like January, February is when the final characters for Fighter Pack 3 are going to be coming out. But then he took it a step further after that. So I really do believe that there's going to be a Fighter Pack 4. And I think that the characters are not going to come out one at a time. So what I think is going to happen with Fighter Pack 4 is Fighter Pack 4 is going to be released along with the definitive edition of Injustice 2, like the complete edition, like Mortal Kombat XL. Every year there's the Ultimate Edition for NetherRealm fighting games. It happened for Mortal Kombat 9 with all the DLC characters, happened with Injustice, happened with MKX, with MKXL, and it's going to happen with Injustice 2. So I think that this, Ultimate Edition is not going to be coming out until maybe around May, once the game is a year old, because if you guys remember, Mortal Kombat XL came out in March of last year, and the game actually came out in April. So I guess 11 months into the game's life cycle, they released Mortal Kombat XL. But if they do come out with a Fighter Pack 4, that means that that's going to be pushed up to a little bit further, because there's more DLC characters than the 9 characters or 8 characters for MKXL. So approaching like May is where Injustice is going to be at its 1-year anniversary. I think that's when like the PC version is going to get released. Beta is going to be happening sometime in the near future, and I think the Ultimate Edition is going to bring the final Fighter Pack. Same thing with Mortal Kombat XL and Combat Pack number 2. Characters were not released one by one after Combat Pack 1. They were actually released at the same time. It was a little bit overwhelming because it was pretty much like, 7 characters, because Triborg is 4. Or I guess 6 characters, right? 3? Wait, was it 3 or 4 that were released? Wait, Leatherface. Oh, okay, so yeah. It was 4 characters released, and then Triborg has 4 variations. So it was a little bit overwhelming when Fighter Pack 2 or Combat Pack, I'm sorry, I'm gonna keep mixing those up. Combat Pack 2 came out with all those characters. But I think that's the most logical, way of thinking as far as if there's going to be a Fighter Pack 4. I don't think the characters are going to be released one at a time. I think the characters will be released with the Ultimate Edition of Injustice 2, because it wouldn't make sense to, let's just say for example, the final DLC character for Fighter Pack 3 comes out in February. So it wouldn't make sense to have an Ultimate Edition in, like, let's just say March, and then come out with a Fighter Pack number 4, because then the marketing would be like a lie, because the definitive edition is supposed to be the complete edition of the game. So if you come out with more DLC after that, doesn't make sense. So what makes sense to me is having a Fighter Pack 4 with 3 DLC characters all bundled into one Ultimate Edition. And of course, if you already have Injustice, then you could just buy Fighter Pack 4, but Fighter Pack 4 will be released on the same day as the Ultimate Definitive Edition of Injustice 2, and at the same time the PC version will be released, of course, with all the DLC characters as well, sold as the Ultimate Edition. So that is my prediction. Right now we are on November, I think 6th or 7th. I can't look at the clock right now, I'm lost. I think it's like 6th. So that's my prediction on November 6th. I'm gonna come back to this video, see if I'm right. But just want to have a little discussion here about Fighter Pack number 4. Let me know what you guys think of my, I guess, idea of what I think Fighter Pack 4 is going to be, because I do think we are going to get more DLC characters after Fighter Pack 3 based on what Ed Boon said. So that's going to be the end of today's video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. What's going on? It's Super here, and thank you for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you guys subscribed if you are not already. Also, check out any of these videos linked at the top. Thank you for watching, and I will see you guys next time.